everyone. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing a review and comparison of the Titan Kettle 85, which I've been using for about 2 years, and the Snow Peak Trek 700 mug, which I've been using for about a year now. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of your choice on one of these two pots, so stick around for that if you're interested. Alright, so let's start talking about probably the most interesting part, the usable volume. And in that sense, these pots are almost identical when it comes to their usable volume. And let me explain. So Snow Peak lists this pot at 700 milliliters. Now, most manufacturers, when they list the volume of a pot, that means total volume. But in this case, Snow Peak went with usable volume. I'm not really sure why they did that, but basically, if you take this pot and you fill it all the way to the rim, you'll get 850 milliliters of water. When you go with the Titan Kettle, if you fill it all the way to the rim, you get about 900 milliliters of water. So the point that I'm making is that the Snow Peak and the Titan Kettle have about the same usable volume. And I say usable because you're obviously not going to fill it all the way to the top. You need room for a rolling boil and all that good stuff. Otherwise, you'll make a mess. Now, when it comes to size, if you're like me and have a decent appetite, I don't think that I'd want to go with anything smaller than these two pots. I've heard some people using the Titan Kettle for 2 people. But to me, it's, I don't know, it'd be pushing it. If you're 2 people, then I would probably recommend going with a pot like the Evernew Pasta Pot, which is 1 liter. So you're going to get a little bit more space than the Titan Kettle. It comes in a little bit lighter than the Kettle does. All right, let's move on to the actual numbers and specs. The Titan Kettle measures 3 3/4 inches high and 5 inches across. The Snow Peak, on the other hand, measures 4.5 inches high and 4 inches across. Weight-wise, the kettle comes in at 4.3 ounces and the Snow Peak at 4.5 ounces. Finish-wise, I find the Snow Peak to hold up just a little bit better. As soon as you use the Titan Kettle, you're going to notice a lot of fingerprints on the pot and a lot of stains. So I'm not really sure if they use a different grade titanium or it's just the way that they polished it. But on a geeky note, I emailed both Snow Peak and MSR to find out what kind of titanium they use in their products. So Snow Peak uses grade 1 pure unalloyed titanium. MSR got back to me and they sent me this email. I'm not really sure quite what to make of it. They do say type 1 titanium, but maybe they meant grade 1 titanium. So where I'm going to with this is I'm not sure if MSR is using an alloyed titanium. When they're alloyed, they're usually alloyed with aluminum and vanadium. So usually it's Ti6Al4V. So you got titanium, 6% aluminum, and 4% vanadium. Interestingly enough, MSR has a Prop 65 warning on most of their titanium products. So if that's something of concern to you, then you may want to look into that. But I know that Snow Peak for a fact uses grade 1 unalloyed titanium. Just for kicks, I also emailed Vargo, Keith Titanium, Toaks, Silverant, and they all confirmed that they use grade 1 unalloyed pure titanium. Fit-wise, I'm able to fit my 4-ounce ISO canister, my somewhat larger stove, the Pocket Rocket Deluxe, and gas stand. Now I can fit the same exact items in the MSR, and I can also fit this 8-ounce ISO canister. But when you do so, you won't be able to fit much else inside. So versatility-wise, points to the Titan Kettle. The Snow Peak has level markers in ounces and liters, whereas the MSR doesn't have any. All right, price-wise, the MSR Titan Kettle comes in at $60 usually and rarely goes on sale. It's also made in Thailand. And the Snow Peak, on the other hand, which is made in Japan, usually retails for $45, and I see it on sale quite often for right around $35. Handling-wise, this is where it's going to get probably a little bit more personal, but to me, the Snow Peak feels a little bit better. I'm not sure if they use a thicker titanium, but it certainly feels more solid and better built. It actually feels also better when you use it as a cup as opposed to the MSR Titan Kettle. It feels a little more side heavy, but I gotta say, when it comes to eating out of these two pots, I prefer to eat out of the kettle. It just feels more natural, it's a little bit wider, and to me it's easier that way. When it comes to the lid, I definitely prefer the one on the Titan Kettle. It just has a nice tight fit to it, and it feels nice and snug. Snow Peak doesn't have the most attractive one. It doesn't latch on very well. You have these two little grooves on the front of it, and when you're pouring out of the pot, you use your thumb to hold on to the lid as you're pouring the contents. And I'm really not that crazy about that design, to tell you the truth. And also, funny enough, and it's worth mentioning, that this lid is made out of stainless steel, and it weighs a little bit heavier than the one of the Titan Kettle. This one comes in at 1.1 ounce. This comes in at 1.2 ounces. So back to being geeky. If you're going to be cooking in colder and windier conditions, it's going to be more efficient to cook on a wider and shorter pot as opposed to a taller and narrower one. And that's simple. It's just physics. You're going to get a larger area for your stove flame to affect. So all in all, I think the Titan Kettle ticks a little bit more boxes. It's just more efficient. It's more versatile. You can fit more stuff in it. Even when I'm taking my alcohol stove, I can fit it in its stand inside this pot. I can't do it in the Snow Peak. But that being said, I really do like the Snow Peak, and lately I've been using it more. It's also a little bit newer to me, but I do like how solid it feels. I like the handles a little bit better. And in all reality, it's only 50 milliliters smaller than the MSR. Alright guys, so that about does it for this review and comparison. I saw quite a bit of videos on these two pots. I saw probably about 5 on the Titan Kettle, 3 or 4 on the Snow Peak, and I tried to cover certain things that I didn't find in those reviews, so I hope you found this interesting. But you can't really go wrong with either of these guys. Alright folks, let's move on to the fun stuff, which is the giveaway. Basically, any of the two pots that we talked about, brand new of course, anywhere you are in the world, and if you already have a titanium pot, then just let me know. And you also have the choice of a double wall titanium mug, like this one right here, the Snow Peak double wall 300 milliliter. They also make a 450 milliliter, so just let me know. Either way, leave me a comment down below which one you want. That'll automatically enter you into the drawing, and I will come back exactly 7 days after I release this video, and I'll announce the winner there. And I'll also announce the winner on my Instagram. So if you want to check up on that too, if you want me to follow you back on my Instagram account, just send me a private message, because I get a lot of those bots, or you know, the pesky follow and unfollow crowd. So yeah, just send me a private message and I'll gladly follow you back. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful, and I shall see you in the next one, my friends. Cheers.